Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. It's your girl Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for both your child's behavior and literacy challenges. I got a good one for y'all today. First, I want to tell y'all I have just finished exercising, and I do it with my Maya. Okay, because she is like the best exercise partner ever. She always wants to exercise with me. She reminds me to exercise, and if the day it keeps going, she's like, and we didn't exercise, she would say, "You didn't exercise today." So that's my Maya right there. So we did some African dance and some yoga. Felt so good. And then I stretched and everything, chilled out. This is part of self care. Sometimes with self care, moms, we're at home with our children. Sometimes we have to include them. It's something for us, but letting them know this is time, mommy time, and this is what I'm going to do regardless. And if you're going to participate, and you're going to dance with me, or you're going to do yoga with me, you have to be quiet, or you have to listen, or you have to whatever it is, right? And then we just get it done, all right? So that's what's going on with me right now. I just finished working all day with my babies, my students. They're doing so well. And now I have a good one for you, especially since some of my students already started school. Okay, you know the name of the game here is helping children improve their behavior and literacy at the same time. But also, the name of the game is overall to help them function independently. This is very important. When they go back to school, our kids have been at home, a lot of them, or doing hybrid learning, online learning, and I'm telling you that when they get into the classroom, they're going to need to be focusing on self-control and self-discipline. They're going to be driving the teachers crazy. Y'all probably going to be getting reports and phone calls, okay? When that happens, don't fret. I'm going to give you some tips today that's going to help your child um, from home with you. And then while you're helping your child with this and teaching your child this, they're going to be learning. You're going to be telling them, this is what I want you to do in the classroom as well, okay? Everything I talk to you about here has implications for the classroom, okay? All right, now let me get to it. So the topic for tonight is teach your child to wait for you. Teach your child to wait for you. Now I didn't say teach your child to be patient, and there's a reason for this. We talking mom language here. Um, Teach your child to be patient is one thing, but I'm saying teach your child to wait for you. Why, moms? Because a lot of us don't feel like we can make them wait, or they have to sit down and wait when we're doing something. We feel like we should be responding to everything they want, answering every question they have, always giving them what they want, making sure they're all right, right? And we just fuss over them. And they want that. So it comes to a point where we can't talk on the phone in peace. If we're working from home, we can't work in peace. We can't cook dinner in peace. You understand what I'm saying? They're always trying to get our attention, and we always feel like we have to stop. And what we need to do is we need to teach them to wait for us. Okay? So there are three things, three tips, three times when your child should be waiting for you that I want you to teach them how to do. Teach them how to wait for you in these three different areas, okay? And then I'm going to tell you why it's important for them to do this. Number one, teach your child to wait for you when you're doing something. If you're doing something, like if I'm working on a computer here and Maya comes downstairs, she wants to climb onto my chair behind me and be on my back like a little monkey. Okay, right? So that's what she wants to do. Now, can I focus while she's doing that? And then she wants to touch everything on my desk, and she wants to. No, I told her when she comes in to my office, she has to sit, and I have a spot just for her, and wait until I'm finished. So when she comes in, if I'm working, she knows to come and sit down on that spot. And then when I'm while I'm working, when I have a minute, I gotta finish the sentence. I gotta finish typing this sentence, or I gotta finish sending this email, whatever it is. Now I turn around and I address you, and now we can talk. But also, she has other things that she can be doing while I'm doing my work. Okay, she has Lego. She loves to build things, so she has a table, a craft table, in the family room where she can go and she can work on the building something with the Lego. She has some art that she can do. Setting her up. This is what you're doing while I'm doing this. This is, I need you to wait while I'm doing this. And when I'm done, then I'm coming to talk to you. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to see you. This is how you wait. This is how I want you to be sitting. This is what I want you to be doing while you are waiting. Okay? So you set your child up, and then with the younger ones, maybe a little bit more difficult. But as they get older, it's very important to keep instilling this in them. Okay? And then if they don't listen to the rules, they got to get out. You got to pick them up and move them somewhere else. You got to, take them out the room, right? But they have to learn. Hello, Sharika. Welcome, welcome. They have to learn to wait for you. Why is this important? Because when they get in a classroom, they're not going to want to wait for the teacher. It's so important for our children to learn when they're sitting down, when they finish their work, or if there's an assignment to do, a writing assignment or worksheet to do, that they have to wait. What are you supposed to be doing? And then if you're done, how do you wait? You have to wait, okay? So we can't give our children at home our undivided attention all the time. We can't allow them to break our attention constantly, because then they're going to demand, they're going to expect that we always stop what we're doing and then focus on them. They never learn how to wait. How to wait, like I was just talking about. They never learn how to wait. What are they supposed to be doing while they're waiting? And when they're in a classroom, they will be doing the same thing with the teacher. They will be doing the same thing. They will not want to wait. And then what kids do is, if the teacher tell them to wait, I'll be right there, they start moving around, or they ask to use the bathroom, and they start disrupting the class. They start playing with other kids, and they act like anything so you can look at me. Stop what you're doing and look at me right now. This is just kid behavior, right? So I know if they do it and it goes on and on and on, that they end up being diagnosed, right? Because it's like they can't sit still. But every behavior has a function, okay? So that's why I'm talking to you today, right, Sharika? I'm talking today about making sure teaching your child to wait for you. They have to learn how to wait for you. Not just for the teacher in the classroom, they have to learn how to wait for the teacher so they will not disrupt in the classroom. But also, they have to learn how to wait so that you can have a minute. So as moms, you can have a minute to breathe. You can concentrate on cooking dinner. You can sit down and have a breather and drink your coffee or your tea, or you can do your exercise, or you have a phone call to make. They have to teach them, like Maya now, I have a phone call. I had to really work with her on this. But then when I'm done with the phone call, she said, I was really quiet while you were on the phone, Mommy. I was really quiet. I had to teach her that, okay? And when I was working in a classroom, I work from home and I work online with students. But when I was a teacher in a classroom, my students all knew when I went to the door to answer, like if somebody came to the door, maybe a principal, maybe another teacher, or maybe a parent, and I had to address them, how are they supposed to wait for me? I'm not going to be talking to the teacher or the principal or the parent or the child study team member, whoever I'm talking to, and I have to keep stopping and talking to y'all to sit down because you know how to sit down. I had to teach them that before it even happened, and we had to work on that. So teach your child at home how to wait for you when you are doing something. That also teaches children boundaries. When I'm doing something, this is what I need to do for me. Do not disturb my space, and they need to learn this. Number 2, they need to learn how to wait when they finish their work. So a lot of moms that I talk to during the consultations when I first meet them, they complain about their child not, when it's time for them to do their work, how they keep calling them, and they feel like if they don't leave, if they don't stand right next to them or sit right next to them, then it won't get done, or it takes too long. Kids really turn it up when it's time to do their work. There's 2 reasons for that. One, because we're talking about behavior right now, and we focus on both improved behavior and literacy at the same time here at the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, but we're focusing on behavior right now. First reason is they know exactly what to do, and they've been using it for a long time, and it's been working. They know exactly what to do to get you to come back, to distract you from what you're doing, to get you to focus on them. They know what to do, and it's been working for a long time, and they don't have the higher expectations. The structure's not put in place yet for them to do something else, and to know that that's unacceptable. Yet the other thing is, if your child is reading, and I always tell you this, if your child is reading and functioning below their grade level, and the work is something that's not, it could be challenging, should be challenging. Children should be challenged all the time. But if it's so challenging that they cannot do it on their own, there you go. That combination means when it's time for homework, it's going to be a big struggle. Okay? So you got to make sure that they're reading and functioning at or above their grade level, because that's what we focus on here, and that you have a plan, and be consistent with the plan to put that structure in place, and have those expectations of what they're supposed to do. So when they finish their work, what do? Let's say they finish their work really fast and you're not ready. Let's say you are still cooking. Let's say you're on the phone at the time. Do they get to interrupt you? Do they get to get up out of their seats and then come and find you? Do they get to just start talking even though you are trying to talk on the phone? Do they get to come in the kitchen and be touching everything and going in the fridge while you're trying to cook? Or do they know how to wait? Do they know how to let you know that they're done? And do they know how to sit there and wait? This I had to do with my first special education class. Like I always say, I was a permanent substitute teacher. I was not certified yet as a teacher, but I had come from a strong behavior modification background because I was a mental health specialist, and that's what my focus was with kids. So when I became a teacher, and I didn't have really a curriculum or a guide, I was just in the classroom as a substitute. I made everything up, but I implemented a behavior modification system in the classroom, and I taught my students in behavior. I gave them behavior lessons and grew them behaviorally, and I also grew them academically at the same time. So one of the things I had to really work on to have my students function independently, this was a special education for behavior disabled kids. They had to know how to show me that they're done and what to do. So I was very specific. When you're done, your paper, put it at the top right corner of your desk, put your pencil on top, fold your hands, and sit quietly. I'm not going to call on you unless I see that. All right? So whatever you want your child to do to show you that they're done, they have to do that. And we focus on doing that while you're finishing up. Not you trying to hurry up and finish because they want you and they're interrupting you, but the other way around. That they are waiting for you, not you rushing to come in and see them. Okay? So setting up whatever you want them to be doing when they are finished their work. Teach them and practice. Do drills. I did that too. I would teach them, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I did the same thing if a substitute teacher came and I was out. This is how we're going to do. This is what I want you to do. Let's pretend the substitute teacher is here right now. Well, you are the leader of the class, and these are your instructions, your instruction page. Read it to the class. What are y'all supposed to be doing while he's reading? You know? So teach them exactly what they need to do when they're done with their work. Because if they're in a classroom, this is what they do. Done! They just yell. That's my pet peeve right there. I tell students, do not do that. Do not do that, okay? Because they are expecting you to drop whatever you're doing and run over, number one. Number two, they're disturbing the whole entire class. It's all about me, me, me. You got to teach your kids to be part of a team, to be part of a community, to be part of a class. And if they finish and they just like, I'm going to hurry up and finish, and I'm going to yell done all across the room, then that's going to cause a problem. That's causing disruptions. So teach them at home what to do. They're not to yell done. They are to, what do I teach my students? When you finish and you write that last letter, you're not done. You're just done doing the work. But now you have to go over and review it and check your work and check for mistakes. So if you're done, like with the writing prompt, when you're finished, if you finish before the timer goes off, check your work and check to make sure you have your periods, check to make sure you have your capital letters, check to circle any misspelled words, try to spell it right by yourself. All right, see how you can improve it. And if you still have time, write another sentence. All right, right? So you're supposed to be working, okay? So those are my expectations. Yours may be different. But whatever your expectations are when they are done working is the game changer. Teach that to them. And then tell them, if you're in school and you're done working early, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to show the teacher that you're done. Do not yell out. Show the teacher that you're done by doing this. and ask the teacher, when your teacher calls on you and comes to talk to you, ask her, next time can I bring out my crossword puzzle, or bring out my coloring, or they should have something to do if they're done early, after they've checked over their work, to keep them busy. Okay, so teach them that. So number one, teach them that how to wait for you when you're busy. Okay, you're a person too. You're a mom, but you're also a person. You have a life. Okay, so if mom's not available right now, then what are you supposed to be doing? This is what I want you to do. Do not interrupt me. So be strict with them. And we're going the other way a lot of times, because we are, we want to take care of our kids, we want to nurture our kids. As moms, we do that, and we got that mom guilt, we feel guilty all the time. But if you want to prepare your child for the classroom, to be successful in the classroom and to function independently in the classroom, you have to have a high standard for them and no excuses. And you have to talk to them sternly about what you expect from them. Okay, and then it will show up in the classroom. So, and then if the teacher complains about that very thing, you're like, I know you weren't doing that, because at home, what did I tell you? Now they have an expectation, now they have a standard. So the first one, when you're doing something, make sure they know how to wait for you. Teach them how to wait for you when they finish their work. Just because they're finished don't mean you have to run over like there's a fire, okay? Teach them that. And the last one, and this is a big game changer, okay? You have more than one child, teach them how to wait for you when you are caring for or interacting with their brother or sister. When you are interacting with your brother or sister, and they are doing things so that you can stop talking to them and focus on me. Look at me. Look at me. They may cry. They may act out. They may talk and interrupt. They may start touching things that they shouldn't touch. Yeah, I think that these kids they do this for a reason. Every behavior has a reason. And kids will start touching everything so you can say stop. As soon as you start saying stop, leave that alone, put that back, go sit down. Didn't I tell you you're not supposed to touch that? As soon as you start talking like that, they have your attention. That's why they do it. It's not that they can't control themselves. They're just trying to get your attention. Okay. So if you have brothers, if they have brothers and sisters, I have one of my clients. Two of her children are in my program. I teach them, but they're young. And my youngest babies, and they have two younger brother and sister. So they're all very young, around the same age. Now, I grew up in a house of, I was the oldest of 7 kids, and my youngest 4 siblings were close in age. Okay, so I understand what it is when you are trying to split your attention between all the kids, and all of them are vying for your attention at the same time. Beautiful opportunity. Beautiful opportunity. Embrace it. Teach them how to work in a group. Teach them how to work as teamwork. Teach them how to as a team complete a task, or as a team. Mommy says she wanted quiet. We have to make sure it's quiet. Okay. As a team, clean up their room. When it's time, you want them to do a writing assignment at home. Everybody start checking each other. This is what another game changer I have in my classes now, my coaching sessions. And also when I was teaching in the classroom, you set it up, then you don't even have to say anything. So my students will check each other, and then I just sit back. Okay? So if one student, they learn how to take responsibility for their actions. One student's not taking responsibility, and he trying to argue or not listen, then the other student be like, Ms. Sheree, can I say something? And are you telling the truth? Is that taking responsibility? I think what you should have done was this. And then they got it. Okay? So it's very important, if you want to change the culture you can even help change the culture of the classroom that your child is in by doing this, okay? But at home, if you have more than one child, teach your child how to wait patiently while you interact with the other children. Teach your child how to be a leader and help you with the other children if they're younger, okay? So many different opportunities, but they must wait until you are finished, okay? Why? Because the teachers in school, one kid raised their hand, and I was a teacher in the classroom, I know. One kid raised their hand, and they say, I need help. And the teacher goes over to help them. And then another kid is over here, I need help too. I can't do it. I need help. Everybody is saying I need help because everybody wants the teacher or the aides to come and sit next to them. First of all, the way I teach my students, they don't get help until they do it. You do it first. You pay attention when I'm teaching you. You do it first, and then I want to see what you did, and I'm going to coach you to fix it. I'm not going to help you. Our children get too much help in the classroom. They do. And they think that they can't do it by themselves, but then they don't really grow, okay? That's why my students grow really fast. So all that help is not good anyway. But when you teach your child to wait, when you are talking to one of his siblings or when you are helping one of his siblings or her siblings, then when they get in the classroom, you tell them the same thing. So if your teacher is helping one of the other students, one of your classmates, what are you supposed to do? Show me. Have them show you exactly what they're supposed to do and how they wait for their turn. Raising your hand is what you're supposed to do in the class, but they raise their hand and they still talking at the same time. Raise your hand quietly and wait to be called on. Teach your child this. Wait. So that word wait came up again. Teach your child how to wait, and it will cut down on a lot of disruptions, and your child will then become more independent, self-sufficient. Your child will get used to checking their own work. Okay, we do a lot of self-editing in my program. Okay, when they are expected to wait, and my students, they know if I time them and I tell them that they have a task to do, and I'm like, I'm going to give you a certain amount of time. I set the timer, no talking at all until the timer goes off. And then when the timer goes off, they know that I'm going to tell them exactly what I need them to do first. Another big one, this is a bonus in there, that I started when I was a mental health specialist. Wait for directions. Wait for directions. That's a good one for my youngest, Maya, because her mind works like mine, very fast. She ready to go on, ready to do it herself. I do it myself. I'm doing very independent, right? Touching things before she has permission. Wait for directions, okay? So what that means is you may be curious about this. You may want to help. You may want to do it, but you got to listen and wait until I tell you what's next. And then when I tell you what's next, if you're waiting patiently, I'm going to call you. I'm going to let you do it, okay? So set this up for them so that they can learn how to wait for you. And they will learn how to wait for their teacher. They will learn how to wait while the teacher is talking to someone at the door. They will learn how to wait for her. They will learn how to, or him. They will learn how to wait when the teacher is talking to another student. They will learn how to wait if they're finished early and other kids are still working. They will learn how to check over their work while they are finished early to make sure it's straight. And then, how do I still wait? How do I show my teacher that I'm ready? Not in a negative, disruptive way, but how do I show my teacher in a positive way that she will appreciate, that make her want to hurry up and get over to me, okay? By sitting properly and showing her, and folding my hands and closing the book or putting the book to the side, put my pencil to the side, and sitting patiently and quietly because I know how to wait. And my teacher likes that, and my mom likes that. Okay? So those are a couple of tips. I hope you got a lot out of that. Thank you, Sharika, for joining me. I'm not sure if your name is Sharika or Sharika. So I apologize if I mispronounced your name. But I thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you got a lot out of this. And my girls are going to be going to school in September, so it's coming. Okay, some of my students, I have students all over the country, so some have started school already in August, and some are starting in September. But we moms are getting it in, okay, and running around, shoveling, buffling, making sure that our kids are straight for school. And when we get them there, so it's a lot of work to get them ready and get them to school. We want them to be equipped to function independently in the classroom. Some of us have to start from scratch, and we have to work on a couple of things, and they're going to progress over time. Some, it's just some little tweaks that we have to do, and then when they get to class or within the next couple of weeks, they'll be on point. So whatever, every child is different. Whatever is needed, just know that everything's going to be fine, okay? You got this, okay? Your child is going to be fine. and don't have any limitations when it comes to your children. Hello, darling. This is Maya. This is who I was just talking about. Come here, baby. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. She's getting ready to go to bed, right? Right, Maya? Say hello.
Hi.
Show mommy how you wait patiently. Very good. So this is us getting ready and stuff for the school year. Maya's gonna be going to school for the first time. I'm so excited, right? You gonna be in preschool? Did you help mommy exercise? Yay! Yay! So thank you so much for joining. I love you, and I want to tell you to for more information on my 12 Steps to Behavior and Literacy Success tutoring and coaching program, go to growthinstitute.mykajabi.com. That's GROWTH institute.mykajabi.com, or send me a direct message so we can chat. Okay? All right, moms. Believe in yourself. Believe in your child. And always remember that growth is unlimited. Peace.